YouTube, Mark Hoffman here, and today I want to talk about a very budget-friendly knife, and that is the Ontario Knives Wraith. Now, this one I picked up for $18, and I primarily picked this knife up as a utility blade. I wanted something that I could use in the garage, out back, throw it around, toss it around. I don't care what happens to it, and this knife fit the bill. Now, for me personally, I'd never heard of the Ontario Knives Wraith. Ontario is mostly known for their Rat 1, Rat 2, and their fixed blades, but I had never heard of this one, so I had to pick one up. So for me personally, I had to modify it as well. Real quickly, I wanted to get this thing sharpened up because out of the box, it was not very sharp. They put it at a very acute angle, and that's probably because they install the thumb stud and then sharpen the knife. So I had to take the thumb stud off, which is easy to do. You just take 2 sets of pliers and unscrew. This is actually a Chicago style screw here, so you can remove the thumb stud. A lot of reviewers do not mention that, but you can remove it. And for me personally, I had to add a sharpening choil. It's kind of a thing that I do with a lot of my knives because I like to keep my edge geometry all the same, even going to the very back, and that's very important for me because I do use the back end of the blade, but I never ever get anything caught back here. For me personally, that's not an issue I'm really worried about, but I do appreciate having a blade geometry that is going to be the same all the way to the back. And when I was sharpening this became a little bit of an issue. Nothing I couldn't handle, but it was just something I didn't like to see. The blade was, or should I say the blade edge was going up, it was smiling, and it wasn't clearing the plunge grind, so I had to add this to get what I wanted. So there we go. That's going to be a little bit different from what you see online. Now, for me personally, they have many different colors of this knife. They have it in a ice blue, an ice red, a clear handle, and the other 2 colors they actually have are clear, so you would be able to see the internals. It's very unique, very pretty, but I wanted something that was very utilitarian. Now, how does this compete with a few different knives that I may have to compare it to? So it's actually very, very similar in size to your Victorinox Pioneer X. So there it is compared to that. And let me pull this out just real quick, and let's compare it real quick to the With Armor Storms. And you can see here that yes, it's going to be a very small compact knife, but it's going to be very usable indeed. And let me see if I've got another knife here. Let's compare it to the Spyderco Clip-It tool. You can see there the Clip-It tool is going to be a lot smaller. This is still a great utility knife, but this one here I think is a little more usable. For me personally, the back lock, or should I say the mid lock, is definitely a great thing. However, when I was using it, you can disengage it this way, but it was pretty loose out of the box and it did get my fingertip. So what I did do is I did tighten up the pivot, and now it's not going to drop as easily, but you can still close it with one hand. Now the thumb studs, if I had to complain about them, they're a little sharp. They are a little sharp and they're very small, so getting your finger to grip onto them isn't a problem. However, it kind of digs into the tip of your thumb there, so you have to keep that in mind. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it can be done. Now, the thing right off the bat I would say for you to do is to thin out that edge. When I got this thing, the edge was very, very stout, was not very slicey at all. So I took this down to, I think it was a 15-degree sharpening angle, and yeah, it definitely is a much better slicer because of it. Now, the steel on this is a 4116 steel, or more accurately, a 1.4116 steel. Now, this steel is a very similar mixture of steel that is used by Victorinox. So when you are thinking about picking this knife up, think about how your Victorinox handles. That's how this is going to handle. which I actually really do love. I love the fact that this knife is going to be something that I can easily strap up anywhere, everywhere, on a piece of newspaper, piece of cardboard, on my belt, on my jeans. It's going to be something that I can bring back the edge on very quickly. Then when it comes to sharpening it, it's going to be done very quickly as well, but the edge is not going to stick around for very long. So I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this recent pickup of mine and my highlights on it and what I thought about it. And I have to say, the two big highlights for me are the fact that it's very, very lightweight and comfortable. I'm actually going to throw in a third, and the pocket clip. This wire pocket clip reminds me of a pen cap clip. And for me personally, if you kept this in your shirt pocket or even in your dress pocket or your dress pants pocket or your jeans pocket, it's very unintrusive. It's very low key, and I think it's going to be a great pocket clip in regards to not screaming pocket knife. Because for me personally, it looks just like a pen cap clip. So here you go, and there you go. It's very, very similar, very, very thin. So I think it is definitely going to be a knife that's going to ride under the radar. So thought you guys would enjoy seeing this one. I know that there are a lot of reviews on this knife already, but I have picked it up and I've been enjoying it, and I thought I'd do a video on it. So till the next video, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.